In this three-part video, we're going to show you how to rondelle a carrot, julienne a carrot, and brunoise a carrot. First, we have a peeled carrot, which we've cut the ends off both sides. And just to set up for a little bit later in the demo, we're going to cut off 2-inch segments right now that we'll use later for our juliennes and brunoises. When we go to begin our rondelles, technical definition, a rondelle would just be a round cut off of any cylindrical vegetable. It can be as narrow as 1/8 of an inch, as fat as 1/2 inch, so we'll split the difference here and do 1/4 of an inch thick. One of the simpler cuts, you simply take the cylindrical vegetable, make sure that it's cleaned and ready to go, and then just holding the vegetable still, make your straight cuts down, making sure you roll the entire way through the vegetable until you have your consistent thickness circles cut. This would work equally well for a parsnip, cucumber, zucchini, yellow squash, anything that has that characteristic cylindrical shape. Next up, we're going to roll into our carrot julienne. Technical definition is we'd like to have something cut into a stick shape that is approximately 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch by 1 to 2 inches long. For consistency's sake here in the video, we'll go with a 2-inch long version of the julienne. Once you have a 2-inch segment cut, the next best thing to do is to square the item off to make it a little bit easier to work with. Once squared off, you're going to go ahead and just cut sheets. Your sheets should be approximately 1/8 of an inch thick. As you can see here, it's important to keep them consistent because this is one of the most initial cuts of the julienne. Cut as many sheets as you feel comfortable and safe doing. Sometimes it's sort of tricky when you get down to the end of the vegetable. It can sort of roll and slide on you, and getting an extra sheet's not worth cutting your finger. So once we have our sheets cut, now we're going to go back and make our final cut at 1/8 of an inch thick. If you're doing things correctly, it should look matchstick in nature, which is why sometimes the julienne is known as the matchstick cut. As you can see here one more time, taking another one of our 1/8 thick sheets and cutting 1/8 inch one more time to wind up with our julienne cut. Once you start to feel comfortable and you'd like to increase your speed, you can literally double your productivity by stacking 2 pieces on top of one another and getting 2 juliennes with every cut. And obviously moving forward, 3 on top, 4 on top, just getting faster and faster, but consistency and accuracy is most important straight off the bat. Now moving into the carrot brunoise. Brunoise is just really a continuation of the julienne cut, so as per the julienne, we're going to take our cylindrical vegetable here, go ahead and square off the edges. And once your edges are square, you will proceed with cutting your 1/8 thick sheets. Make sure to keep your knife nice and straight, cutting straight down so they're consistent thickness throughout. And then proceed with cutting your julienne, again 1/8 of an inch thick. Once you have your juliennes cut, go ahead and line them up. We're going to cut one final time at 1/8 of an inch thick for our brunoise, which would be 8 by 8 by 1/8 inch cube. And of course, should certainly take several juliennes and cut them at the same time. Doing one julienne at a time take you the better part of an eternity to finish this cut. So cutting through and finishing our brunoise, which should be a small dice that is smaller than a small dice. One more time, 1/8 inch thick sheets cut into julienne. Then line up your juliennes and cut 1/8 of an inch thick one last time. And that will complete your brunoise carrot.